You know, say, if you still dey school, or if you still dey your papa or your mama house, then they pay some bill. If they tell you, say, vote wisely, oh, vote wisely, go tell them, waiting, cause I mean, they give me 5K, I'll vote.
All right, and we back. Fuck, man, I still am working on the intro. All right, still working on the intro. Need something nice and catchy. Gotta pull you in, and you're gonna hear it every single time that you click my video. Might have only a few subscribers that check in occasionally. That is okay. We are still working. We're still building, and we're gonna figure it out. All right. First things first. I'm an artist. By the time of this posting, in my last video, I actually promoted myself. I'm not very good at promoting myself, but I am working on it. So there should be a link. Make sure to post it to my Instagram, which should also take you to my Etsy store, which should be up by the time I post this video as well. Right. So I'm selling posters of different works I got, tackling things like, the billionaire class and their exploitation of, Africa and people in general around the world, how they see folks around the world as expendable, and they want to give us, GMO food, mosquitoes that are engineered, I really don't trust anything that Bill Gates put his name on. If he's around it, I don't trust it, right? That's just me. Elon Musk, there'll be other people. I'm gonna continually find more ways to express my feelings about certain things with my art. With my art. God damn. That said, today's video is about sex. No, I'm kidding. Today's video is about, BDSM is the title. I'm pretty sure I'm putting on it right. BDSM. And if you don't know, BDSM is it's a kink, right? It's a type of sex, right, that people enjoy, right? And it's not my personal preference, although there are folks that do appreciate it. Yeah. So, but BDSM is sex practice that's based around kind of like torture and pain, and there's certain people that actually enjoy it, right? And it turns them on. Like if they get slapped, it's a turn on. It's like, oh my God, I love it, right? If they're getting choked, they love it. If they're getting squeezed and bruised, they love it, right? And to me, that's kind of been the Nigerian people, and I've been waiting for this moment of just like folks just to speak out, right? It doesn't really take much just to speak out and just use your voice, right? There's 200 million people in the country at least, and you can't have just like 5 people speaking out. There's got to be a good few people speaking out. And it's my personal opinion, but I also deem it as fact that the current government in Nigeria, 90% or more of the politicians, the lawmakers, politicians, lawmakers, the judiciary, judges, police, all immigration, all these type of officials that are within the government and positions of power and authority in the community, right? Like 90% of them, it's not that they're really stupid. It's not necessarily that they're incompetent, really. It's like at this point, it's because they don't care, right? They really don't care. They don't give a single fuck about you or anybody that's not them or their family, right? And that's why, they'll buy your vote for, pennies, right? Just so you can get a loaf of bread, right? They'll leave you in a position economically where you are willing to sell your vote for, a loaf of bread, a bowl of rice. And at the end of the day, you already knew this person wasn't going to deliver anything for you, right? But people gotten to the point they don't think that they deserve anything. They don't think that, and they've even been tricked to believe that Africa is poor, Nigeria is poor, all these places are poor. We don't have anything to offer, right? But at the end of the day, you know that the government persons are stealing the money. You know they're stealing the money, right? And you can see them living good. So how do you think that the country's poor if you see they're living good, right? And that's only the money they show you, right? There's money that they put in overseas investments, right? They've got houses in Europe and all these other countries around the world, and you want to believe that your country is poor, right? So those millions of dollars they spent on these houses, on businesses, like they could have spent all those monies, put it together, building road infrastructure, electric, anything you wanted, trains to get across countries, right? All of that could have been built like 10 years ago, right? If it wasn't for corruption. And I'm glad, I'm gonna post this video coming up, right? That people are starting to speak out a little bit more, right? It's starting to become, I think I've seen like a 30-day challenge, right? Black people, like our generation, my generation, right? We're really big on challenges, right? I got a friend, like, you can test him. It'd be like, do this thing right here. And if it's stupid, he won't do it. But if you dare him to do it, or you say that he won't do it, or you say, I bet you won't do it, then he's going to do it just to prove you wrong, despite you, right? So I think we got a lot of folks like that. So like now, with a bunch of quiet folks who've been sucking it up and enduring it, now there's a challenge. There's been one young woman that stood up and said, Tinubu, you're doing an absolute shit job. To just like plain and simple, like you're like the worst president ever in Nigeria history, right? And I've seen other folks since then that are now saying, yeah, 30 days we're gonna keep on posting. Everybody keep posting. Say what you gotta feel, what you feel, and let the government know that they're doing an unsatisfactory job, right? And like I said, it's not that they're incompetent. They just really don't care. They don't give a fuck. And like I said, with that information, do what you want, do what you will. I hope it reaches plenty of Nigerian folks on the ground. Because to me, it doesn't even actually matter, right? Because the folks, it doesn't matter what I say. It's really about what y'all are saying, right? On the ground, right? The more people that speak, the better it will be. Because next time you're not going to accept that $5 or whatever it is, probably even less than that, right? You're not going to accept, a handful of rice. You're not going to be selling your vote, knowing that the next person that's going to get in is not going to do anything. They're just going to steal the money, right? And they'll be eating, and you won't, right? So you could eat that. You could take that bag of rice and eat for one day, or you can have the best person get the job, right? Because it is a job. They're getting paid to do a job, right? And if you had a job and you didn't do your job, you're gonna get fired, right? You're gonna get let go if you don't do your job. I don't see why politics should be any different. I don't see why judicial should be any different. Police corps, policing, military, is a lot of folks who just aren't doing a good job, right? And they're purposely fucking over the country and they don't give a fuck about anything, right? That said, here's the video. I'm gonna stop talking.
I genuinely feel so overwhelmed, and I feel like if a lot of Nigerians come out and start speaking on what we are actually going through, then maybe changes will be made in the government. Don't you guys think? And this video, I just want to say to our president, I don't know if there have been any other president that is terrible, but you are such a terrible president. It is so hard. So I'm coming from the supermarket where I went to get foodstuffs, and everything has gone up again. It's just like every single week prices increase. I want to know, what is the government doing about this increment? Is there going to be a particular time where prices will stop going up? Is there going to be a particular time where things are going to go back? Guys, why am I going to get a crate of egg and they're telling me it is 6.5? It doesn't make any sense that egg will cost 6.5. Like, I literally can't remember when egg used to cost 800. And I'm so overwhelmed because this is literally my first time doing this adulthood thing alone. This is my first time moving out of my family house. This is my first time living by myself. And not just that, after I left the supermarket and I got home, my security is bringing NEPA bill, and NEPA bill has gone up by 2 times. Like, it's insane. I can't keep up with these bills. I am so overwhelmed and I'm so exhausted. Every single money that I have been making, I'm using it to pay bills. I don't even get to live properly. The craziest thing was, you want to go out to a certain location with your friends, and Uber is about 25,000. Like, even Uber, that we can't even take Uber. It is crazy. Like, why are things so expensive? And let's not even Lagos stinks. Lagos smells like shit. If you say, okay, I want to take a walk, I'm depressed, let me just take a walk, you can't even take a walk. Like, the place smells like crazy. Why does an entire state smell like this? And what is the government doing about the bad smell? Everything is just so exhausted. It's too much, and I wish that we would start calling the government out heads on. For example, Tinubu, you are a terrible president. Like, what are you doing to help us? What are you doing to help the economy? You are so terrible. I'm so sick and tired of Nigerians acting like we are strong, and they say, oh, Nigerians, we are actually very strong. Oh, no matter how much they increase things, we still chest it. No, it is not cute. We are cowards. That is a cowardly behavior. You don't stand to ask people, oh, why is this expensive? For example, MTN, what the fuck is even going on? Literally, I spend over like 20,000 on data in a week, and I'm not even joking. 1.5 data cannot even last me for an entire day. I have to do 1.5 like 2 times a day, which is like 3,000 a day. It is too much. Like, what are you guys doing about it? Like, what is happening? I'm tired of paying bills. I feel like I don't have anything. I feel like I don't have any achievement to call my own. Every single time that I work hard, I'm spending it back in the economy to pay bills, and I wasn't created to pay bills. I'm just...
All right, so you see it. You know, me myself personally, I'm also just recently moved out the house at 30 years old, right? And I feel her completely. And this is not even, you know, my place where I'm at right now. I'm staying with my sister, right? And it's still like, you know, just thinking about trying to get on top of things. I know it's going to take a certain degree of not just grit, but, you know, like navigating like the way the society actually is set up to work, which is not really for the benefit of the common person. There are a few things that have been advancements for, you know, side hustle type stuff, but I'm not even talking about like Uber. I'm talking like things that you can actually scale as your own business, like my art, right? So there's certain things that are happening, you know, that you can actually try to benefit from and hopefully succeed, right? But at the same time, you know, even in the States, you know, bills, everything just keep adding up, you know. And then you got shit like your car breaking down. You gotta account for all that stuff that just, you know, the rainy days, you know, and like so even like I'm on my sister's couch, right? So I even now remember I gotta account for other people's rainy days. Like, I've helped other family members while I was standing at my parents' house. You know, I had, you know, little money left, and if somebody asked me for money, I would have gave it to them, right? And I didn't want to get paid back, right? I would still give money and not expect to be paid back, you know, especially for family. But at the same time, you know, this is about Nigeria. y'all deserve better. Go out and find better, you know?